Hey guys, it's Jess. So today I'm coming at you with a review of The Maze Runner. I'm really trying not to be too loud because I just got home from the cinema and my brother and my dad are asleep. So as many of you probably know, the movie comes out September 19th, but I was able to go to an advanced screening tonight on the... what the hell is the date today even? The 14th maybe? Firstly, I'm going to mention the cast. The casting was amazing. 3 words, Dylan fucking O'Brien. Most of you would know I'm a really big fan of Teen Wolf, and Dylan O'Brien is just a fantastic actor. He really captured Thomas's character and I just love watching him. He's fantastic. The Glade was astounding and so was the maze. I cannot even believe it. It was just so incredibly done. I really loved how gritty it was. One of the things I despised about the first Hunger Games movie is that they took a lot of the grittiness away from it. Literally everyone in that Hunger Games arena was like spotlessly clean. Ugh, like no. The Gladers were just a mess. They looked like they stunk. They were disgustingly dirty most of the time. It was brilliant. The Grievers were insane. Now, I was one of those people that when I read the books, I literally cannot picture what a Griever looks like. It's just a jumbled mess of slug and mechanics in my mind. So I could never really put a picture together. The ones in the film were awesome. Not really how I pictured them because I didn't have a definite picture in my mind. But the ones in the film, awesome. Love. I want to say they were true to the book in the sense that the message and the main plot of the story was not lost. There were a fair few changes that most of them I agree with, that they made the movie more watchable. Scenes that were added were necessary to get the viewer more involved, because when you're reading the book, you're reading about Thomas's experience. When you're transferring that to film, you have to adapt to everyone else and what they would be thinking and feeling, and to the contributing factors from the outside that Thomas does not know about. There were some significant changes that I don't know that I agree with, but I will get to that in the spoilers section. I found the film very easy to follow. I took my brother to the film as he hadn't read the books, and he did say he was a little bit confused when the film ended, so we talked it over in the car, which is where he told me that he thought it was going to be a singular film, which is why he was confused that there was no solid ending. Once he knew that there would be a sequel, he was kind of like, oh, I get it. He understood it. There wasn't anything really lost in translation. Still have the main plot intact. There's not really much more I can go off on the no spoilers section. I really want to get to the juicy stuff. If you have read the books and you're wondering whether you want to see this film, I would definitely give it a go. It's a pretty faithful book to movie adaptation as far as book to movie adaptations go. So if you're not here for spoilers, I will bid you farewell, and if you're here for spoilers, stick around. Again, this is a spoiler section, so if you do not want to hear spoilers, I'm giving you one last opportunity to click away from the video. If not, let's get started. First off, I want to start with Gally. I absolutely love Will Poulter as Gally. I thought it was fantastic. Yes, he doesn't really look like Gally was described in the books. Doesn't really matter though, because he has quite the presence on screen as Gally did in the books. However, I did find that they kind of dulled down Gally's persona. Gally starts off as a asshole and remains an asshole to the end. He was kind of an asshole in the start of the film. Gets a bit more asshole as it goes along, but he does not go through pretty much anything that he goes through in the books. He doesn't get stung while they're in the Glade. He doesn't go through the changing while they're in the Glade. He doesn't try and kill Thomas. He doesn't throw himself at a Griever. He is in the Glade until Thomas and the rest of the Gladers that want to go with him leave, and Gally is left behind in that maze. Now at this point in the film I was pissed off because I'm like, what the hell is going to happen at that fateful moment where they get to Wicked and Gally's there with a knife and waiting for them. Apparently they found a way around that. They got him out of the maze. It wasn't via Griever, but he was there. I just felt they really took away from Gally's character. The reason behind him wanting to kill Thomas is because now he has been nicked by a griever, and it did not affect the story at all, but it affected me and how I felt about Gally's character throughout the book. Next, I want to talk about untimely deaths. Now, if you've read the book, you know that there is a lot of death, a lot of carnage, shall we say. And Albie's death is one of the most courageous of all, minus Chuck, and they took it away. So, to make the movie a bit more sped up, I believe this is why they did this. Instead of having the grievers come and take one person at a time, they came and had a full-on mass attack of grievers and took a shitload of gladers. One of them being Zart, and I'm convinced that Zart did not get taken by a griever, but I could be completely wrong. But I felt like Zart was there in the Scorch trials. I swear he was, and I could be wrong. I'm gonna look it up before I edit this and see, but maybe I'm wrong. But they killed off Zart, they took away like so many gladers, and then they took Albie. And Albie was just gone. They just took him. And I was so pissed off because Albie like did not get any screen time. He did not have enough time to fall in love with him. I felt like he was so underappreciated. In the books, he is so well loved. Like, I love Albie. And he was such like a wise person in the books. And he was the one that sacrificed himself so they could jump over the cliff. Another thing, no cliff. They get to go through a door to Wicked. What's that about? Totally works for the film, just something that got to me. Another thing that was missing with the little wicked bugs that were the cameras, they didn't have them. Didn't really matter for the film because there were other ways around it and other kind of mechanic details that just kind of, it really worked for the film. Worked for the film, kind of hurt as a lover of the books. I could rattle on for days about minor details that were changed from the book to film, but that would be pointless. And inside, I really do love the film, and I feel it was quite faithful. They got there in the end. They escaped the maze. They did it a different way to in the books, but it didn't matter. We still got an amazing film. Whereas you look at changes that were made for The Hunger Games, and they were completely unnecessary and didn't even fit with the storyline. The film was very adrenaline worthy. Like, when you're reading the books, you're fully, like, your heart is racing, you're gonna vomit, you're gonna shit yourself all at the same time. And the film did that. Not the entire way through, but it did do it. I had certain moments where I thought I was gonna absolutely just vomit everywhere. I was like, and I knew what was gonna happen. Well, in my mind, I was like, well, if they go by the book, that will happen. And most of the stuff did happen. Like, it all ended up where it was supposed to. Oh, quickly. I haven't cried so much since bloody Rue died in The Hunger Games as when I saw Chuck die. No, I think it was worse than Rue. It was worse. It was so fucking sad. And props to Dylan O'Brien on his acting skills, because that's what killed me. His reaction to Chuck dying and that beautiful little boy that played Chuck. Nope, I can't. Anyway, I'm gonna have to wrap it up because I've got to go to bed. I'm gonna be up early in the morning, and if I keep talking, I'll be here all night. If you've seen the film, let me know what you loved about it, or what you hated about it, or what you thought about it in the comments below. And I will talk to you guys next time. Remember, Wicked is good.